I really want to be one of those self-motivated, driven, and successful people, but I don't really have the discipline for it. Discipline has always been hard for me. I read book after book, even attended seminars. I always come out on fire and then I fizzle out within a few days. I'm thinking I'm just not a disciplined person. Talesha and I hear this from people so much. I'm just not a disciplined person. It seems to surprise so many when we respond, well, that's not such a bad thing, actually. There's no such thing as a disciplined person. And we hope, in hearing that, it creates a little uproar in you too. If you've been saying it, I'm just not a disciplined person, it may be because you don't know exactly what a disciplined person is. Think about it. You have the thought, I'm not a disciplined person. How much has just that thought been a crutch for you in your life? How much has it been this ambiguous excuse for not creating anything really solid in your life? We talk to folks who have seen relationships come and go, dreams start up and quickly peter out, and others that have a generally bad disposition with themselves day to day. Let's be straight about it. Many of these people are really good thinkers. You are probably too. Very few of your plans are really unachievable or flimsy. But again, you think, I'm just not a disciplined person. And that's half the problem. You holding on to that lie. Here's the truth. You might indeed not be a disciplined person, but you're also not an undisciplined person, because a disciplined person is not what you think it is. What we label as a disciplined person is actually just a person that keeps their word to themselves. That's right. That's all it is. This person we think is disciplined has, in fact, honored their word to themselves for so long that some good habits have formed in their lives. In time, a handful of things that they do, and do with no great internal resistance or pushback, will seem outlandish or undoable to you. So you'll call them disciplined and yourself undisciplined. And you fall into that self-defeating trap because you think, I don't have that. Right. You don't have their habit, or maybe even the relationship to your word that would cultivate the habit. But you'll think it's discipline you lack. Thinking you need discipline is what trips you up to start at the wrong end of the journey. Okay, consider this. Your ability to give your word to yourself and to keep it is a muscle. A muscle like you build, weightlifting. If a person would strengthen their ability to keep their word to themselves, from there, the person would find that habits would form. And when enough habits would form, the people around them would start to experience them as a disciplined person. And forget just the people around them. They would consider themselves a disciplined person. That would be the sense that they would eventually have of themselves. Please listen. Whatever direction you want to take in life, there are some essentials that, if you should master, would make nearly every endeavor of your life far easier. Why? Because that inner turmoil between knowing somewhere inside of you is this inner hero, but yet you're experiencing yourself as a stumbling bag of conflict, has to be dealt with. So forget the ideal of being a disciplined person and instead focus on being a person of their word. Now, I'm not talking about promising yourself a banana split tonight and coming through by visiting Dairy Queen. We're talking about making small promises that improve your life, but, and this is paramount, keeping them small and consistent. If you're undisciplined about your health, don't claim, I'm going to change my health. You're not going to do it. Your subconscious mind doesn't work like that. It doesn't work with ambiguous goals like that. And if you were to create a far more detailed but greatly burdening plan, that would probably far exceed your ability to keep your word to yourself. Now, you might sustain a complex plan for a short time, like through sheer willpower, but there's little chance of you sticking to it. And again, it's not because you're not disciplined. Somewhere inside, you've digested the cultural paradigm that being your word is not all that important. And a thought, a book, or a seminar is not going to turn that around. You've got to turn it around by ultimately falling in love with keeping your word to yourself. So let's go back to the health goal. You don't claim, I'm going to change my health. You say to yourself, I promise to drink 5 to 8 bottles of water a day. It's a promise to myself, a sort of no matter what, and you do it. You know what? When you catch yourself doing it, you don't celebrate drinking bottles of water. You celebrate being a person who honors their word. You celebrate building that muscle that believes when I say something, it happens. And I only say things I mean to happen. You can do this in every area of your life. Don't better your study habits. Instead, say you'll read a chapter a day for a week. Come through. Celebrate building your word-keeping muscle. Don't improve your relationship. Promise yourself that, say once a day, you'll ask your mate about their day, about their happiness, and then you really listen. Celebrate your ability to make that kind of choice. Don't follow your dream. Pick something small and daily that should you engage in consistently, you reinforce to yourself that you are a person who comes through. That's what matters. Come through. Don't spend another minute focused on being a disciplined person. That's the trick. Forget the big game of discipline. Build the power of your word and teach yourself to absolutely enjoy using it. Find small places to give your word, come through consistently, and celebrate that you did. And when you do it long enough and see some habits forming, expand on those habits and slowly add new ones. Talesha and I have seen people that have considered themselves lethargic in life start to experience a profound sense of discipline in just a few months. And there's no reason you can't do the same. There's a hero in you, and you've got to let that hero have a chance to breathe and understand how a hero thinks, walks, and talks before that hero can fly. This is Gary Grant representing life coaches Talesha Hogan and myself for Heroic Life Strategies. If you've got something from this video, please click and subscribe to our channel to get more innovating exploration and life wisdom from a core of empowerment and heroism. Thank you. We hope to see you again.